February trade deadline less than 2 weeks away.
Trade deadline is fast approaching.
Talking around the clock.
It was pretty crazy.
The NHL trade deadline is a day defined by two types of organizations, buyers and sellers. It's a day that can provide some insight into the mindset of a team.
Give me a bubble team for you that needs to make the move to make the playoffs.
It's a day that begins to paint the picture of what teams will look like for the Stanley Cup Playoffs. The Sharks have put themselves in a position in the standings to be buyers this deadline. The question is, will they?
Well, everything we've done is to position ourselves to improve our hockey team. We're viewed as a place that players want to play. I think they're excited to come here. So when you have unrestricted free agency and you have a lot of cap space, that's a good scenario. We also have a lot of continued draft picks and some young players in our system that if we have to explore trades, we can do that too. This hockey team, I think, is positioned really well for both now and the future, and we're excited.
Sunday, February 18th, the Sharks host the Dallas Stars for an unusual 5 p.m. puck drop as they continue to fine-tune their lineup in the absence of Joe Thornton.
Here we go, man.
San Jose rides a 4-goal first-period outburst through the rest of the game, defeating the Stars 5-2. The next day, San Jose leaves town to embark on a treacherous road trip to the NHL's Central Division, beginning in St. Louis. With the trade deadline 6 days away, GM Doug Wilson makes an early strategic move.
I think Doug saw an opportunity to get a good pro, a guy with a Stanley Cup experience. I think that was a priority to kind of get our fourth line center spot solidified. You know, it really was a great deal for us.
While the Sharks handled their business on the ice against the Blues, their newest teammate Eric Fair is scrambling to get from San Diego to meet the team on the road.
Trade deadline's always an interesting time. I was at the practice rink in San Diego and I got a call from my agent. I got back to my house, I had about an hour to pack up all my stuff and hop in an Uber to LAX, so it was a pretty quick changeover. Unfortunately, I forgot to pack a few things, but it worked out. I made it to the airport in time and I was able to meet up with the team in Nashville.
Fair makes it to Music City just in time to make his Sharks debut, donning number 16 against one of the league's hottest teams, the Predators. The first half of the game is closely contested, but a late offensive onslaught from the home team ends the Sharks' 3-game winning streak. The following night in Chicago, Team Teal looks to bounce back against a struggling Blackhawks team. The Sharks fall 3-1 and fly to Minnesota, where they will play their 4th game in 5 days. The Sharks own the early momentum, grabbing the game's first 2 goals. But the Wild storm back to tie the game with a late goal, and go on to beat the Sharks 3-2 in overtime. After spending the night in Minnesota, the team boards Air Shark for a morning flight back to California. But the atmosphere on this flight will be different, as while the team travels home, the NHL trade deadline is well underway.
You know what, I wasn't expecting us to do anything else. It was a little bit of a surprise for me. We were flying back to San Jose, and we were in the air, and I got the call from Doug.
A big name reportedly going to San Jose.
Evander Kane goes to San Jose.
Evander Kane to the Sharks, what's your reaction?
When I heard that we got Evander Kane, it was a pleasant surprise, obviously. You know, to add a world-class player like that at this time of year is huge.
With less than an hour until the trade deadline, Sharks GM Doug Wilson strikes a deal with the Buffalo Sabres, bringing 26-year-old left winger Evander Kane to San Jose.
Doug and I had talked about every possibility of every guy that was out there. What happened was he saw an opportunity to get a world-class player without, you know, necessarily mortgaging our whole future, and it almost was too good to pass up.
The GM in Buffalo called me first and informed me that I had been traded to San Jose. Called my parents, called my agent, got situated pretty quick and got a flight out.
After a hectic day of travel, Evander Kane finally arrives in San Jose.
Yeah. Move right in. I had to pack all this. I love it. In like an hour.
Welcome home.
Thank you. Thank you.
He is even greeted curbside by one of his newest teammates.
You got enough room, Jumbo? Hi, buddy. Look at that stand. For him to wait up late at night for me to come pick me up at the airport, you know, means a lot, and just shows the type of guy he is and the class act, you know, that he has been for this organization.
Back home in sunny San Jose, the Sharks host the Oilers, where both Kane and Fair will make their home debut at SAP Center.
You know, I have a willingness to do whatever it takes to help the team win. I think sometimes when the puck's not going to that, you have to try to impact the game in other ways. And, you know, I feel I can do that, and when I need to do that, I do.
Play a bit of a heavier role, be a physical player, being tough to play against, and being strong in the penalty kill and being strong in the face-off circle are obviously two aspects of my game that can help the team.
The new guys waste no time making an impact, as coach Peter DeBoer is able to start rolling 4 lines. San Jose explodes with 4 goals in the second period, powering past Edmonton 5-2.
Let's go, boys. We can do better.
2 nights later, the Sharks pick up right where they left off, hanging 7 on the Blackhawks.
From now till the end of the season is a sprint to the finish line for everybody. Desperation levels are high. 2 points separates everybody. You know, without overwhelming them with pressure on a nightly basis, we've got to play fast and a little bit loose. You know, we also have to know what's at stake.
With only a month left in the regular season, the standings are still in flux. Every shift and every game must be played with precision as the Sharks make a final push for the playoffs.
Obviously, it's a pretty important month here for us in the playoff stretch, and you know, I think these are very important games for us, and I want to help contribute to the win.
I've only played a handful of games, but you know, in my short time playing with these guys, I definitely have a strong belief in this group and, you know, in what we're capable of, and we've shown that the couple games I've played.